Hey everybody. Today with me I got my wife and my sister Heather with me today. So I want to show you guys this video I saw, struggling to get to it. And this is like the perfect
For this evening?
No.
thing about having kids.
Perhaps a game night?
We're just gonna stay in, just the two of us. Boring.
I see. I do hope you keep me in mind for any future game nights.
Well, you bet.
I've always enjoyed the camaraderie of good friends, competing in games of chance and skill.
Yeah. Well, we'll do that, but it's nice just the two of us.
3 bags of Tostito scoops, I notice.
There was a special on these tonight. 3 for 1.
3 for 1.
Yep.
How can that be profitable for Frito-Lay?
That's got to be the truth. You don't ever get to have any time to yourself when there's fucking kids.
Nope, sure don't.
Peyton and Jay are always up. I'm actually surprised Jay's not down here right now. Oops.
Well, I think everybody who has kids should schedule a weekend away from their kids every month.
We used to do that a lot. We used to go out on Thursdays and have a date night every Thursday. Joey's moms would watch the kids and we'd go out. But we stopped doing it. COVID hit, and then we just never really got back into the swing of doing it anymore.
It was nice to do that and get out like that one time every week. You knew it was coming, and you get to reconnect with your partner without your kids interrupting.
I love my kids to death, but sometimes they are way too much. We went to the zoo over the weekend, and about like halfway through, dude, the kids didn't even want to fucking see the animals. Jay gave zero shit about the animals, and all he wanted to do at the tiger forest thing, they have a
Which is like right in the beginning.
yeah, it's like a truck like thing. It looks like it would be like a safari car or whatever. So Jay went on there, he took it, he like sat behind the wheel, and then after that, all he said is he wanted to go find the next playground. Like talking about that's all he wanted to do. So then
he thought the zoo was just gonna be toys galore, like this
I don't
whole
know what
thing.
he thought
was
it was,
disappointed with the
Like
animals.
Playgrounds. Like, he just wanted a bunch of playgrounds, swings, slides.
Yeah.
like
he was
the
excited at first about the animals. Like when I told him about it, all he really could figure out with the zoo was what we talked about, like with what we do in the beginning. Like you go to the butterfly exhibit until the penguin. So he was like, "Oh, I want to see the butterflies and I want to see the penguins." So we did that, and even at that point, I feel like he really didn't give no fuck. So we got in, and then they got the penguins there. And then right away, like I get Jay to the front, and then right away he's like, "Can we go down that way now?" Like wanting to walk down the little hallway thing they got with that ship with the pictures. And I'm just like, dude, I already know Jay's just gonna try to rush through this shit, dude.
So did he?
Yeah, that's all he wanted to do. He just wanted to go through it. He did that too. Same thing when we got to where the polar bears are. Like, I don't know how long the polar bears have been there.
I don't like that exhibit.
That's my thing. That's exactly what I was going to say. I never see the polar bears. They're always somewhere else. This time, they were actually there. They had 4 polar bears. They had 2 walking around on the thing. So when we first come up, I'm like, oh, this is kind of where the Arctic foxes are or whatever. And then you can see 2 pacing there. And me and Joy are looking at them, and I'm taking pictures, and I look over, and then they got like this little den that is kind of like what the Arctic foxes would live in. The kids are just sitting in there playing in that, not giving a fuck about the polar bears. So I'm like, dude, come over here and look at these, dude. Like, I'm not even going to take you guys to the zoo anymore. You guys give zero shit about the animals.
Especially because I don't like the polar bear exhibit. Number one, you don't ever get to see the polar bears. Very rarely do you see them. But number two, walking through it's hot. There is no shade. You feel like you're walking through the desert. It does not feel polar bearish to me at all. Because it's not like if there's no shade, it's in the middle of the open sun. So like before you actually get down to the tunnel, Like you've got like a little bit of a walk
I feel like it's
out there in the
long for no
open.
reason.
Well, we
Yes,
went
Kids get
it
bored. They're like,
is.
dude, I don't even want to
It
do
is.
this
It's
anymore.
long for no reason to even get into the polar bear exhibit.
We went on Saturday, so it rained in the morning, and it wasn't stupidly hot though. So it was nice, and it wasn't really like the heat was the issue, but they just I don't know. They didn't, even when we got in, like they had two more that were swimming in the water, and they kind of cared about it, but they really didn't care too much. When we got to the inside, like you know how when you get to the towards the end of it, they have it's like that lodge thing, and you can get in and you can see the water. So when we got in there, they had two of them that were playing with these floaty things, and they had two that were really close to the glass. And when we get up and it's about to be like our turn and we can kind of see them, these two like grown people that were in front of us, they were like grown as fuck, just stood up and you couldn't see shit. And they were just standing there. And dude, like I hate that shit, especially when I'm trying to do something with my kids, dude. Like I don't know, like I have a bad temper as it is. Like I just wanted to punch them, like right in the side of the ears. Like why the fuck would you're grown ass men and you feel that when you saw the polar bears that you were like, oh, fuck these kids. I'm going to go to the front and I'm just going to stand here and I'm going to look at them. At least be crouched. When they were crouched, it was cool. Like you could see over them. Like
Yeah, that's rude.
But then right out of nowhere, like the polar bears are
I
there,
would
and
have
I'm
a
like,
really
oh, hell
hard
yeah.
time not saying something like, "Put your big head down."
I would have
Something.
said something.
I mean,
Joy doesn't
as
like when I say
as
stuff
a
like that, though.
Well, because people are crazy.
I'll
That
get
is
wild.
true.
And you just like,
So am I though.
I don't know.
Hold on.
Like,
I'll be right
you can carry with you, but you can't carry with you and protect yourself in a zoo or the movies or, you know what I mean? You can't do that. So it's just hard. Like, I don't know. I kind of want to hit them too, but you just don't. Chris gets a little heated fast, but I get it because they're kids. Let the kids be in the front. You don't have to.
It doesn't matter because
No
Jay
matter
and them
whose
didn't
kids
want
it
to see
is,
it.
my kids, your kids, like
Yeah.
let the kids. That's what.
Jay probably didn't want to see it anyway. And another thing Jay does, and that he was doing.
Honestly, I would have been mad for myself, but
When Jay doesn't want to do anything anymore, like he'll just say he's tired. So like right away, like the whole entire time, I just pulled Jay around in the wagon we had. Was not an enjoyable
The zoo
experience.
is a lot. Though.
Like now, like I
For
totally get.
little kids.
do you
I
guys have
guess.
like a season pass or do you just buy the individual tickets?
We went online and bought them because it's actually like
We don't
$8
have the
cheaper.
membership if that's what you're.
Yeah,
asking.
that's what I meant.
Yeah, so if you guys know if you want to go to the zoo, make sure that you go online and buy the tickets because
They
it's
are
$8 cheaper per ticket.
So how much is it per ticket?
Instead of $26 for adults,
It
it's
was
18.
25. If you buy at the gate, it's 25 for adults. If you buy online, it's 18.
So it's $7 cheaper.
Yeah, and then I mean obviously, kids I think they were 20, so then $7 cheaper, if you buy.
I thought about getting the
got caught off
membership.
for
It's
$8
$8 for parking, which is a little crazy, but
I'd like to go to the zoo more often. I don't.
I thought it was cool.
We haven't
as
been
hell.
in
I was
years.
excited. Yeah, we haven't went. The last time we went was with Dad, so it was
Oh,
kind
yeah.
of like a
and then
real
before
weird
that
emotional
was when
thing.
we ran into you guys there,
Oh yeah,
and Jay wasn't.
that was
born.
that was my last time. That I was at the zoo.
So Boo was
with the kids.
because your boys were
Like
done
4
with
years
it.
ago, I went on a date to the zoo, but
I feel like it was the same thing. The kids kind of just didn't care after a while.
maybe if we take the kids together, though, they'll have like each other to like get riled up and excited about stuff. I don't know. Maybe
No,
no.
I really just don't think Jay's like that with any. We go to the beach, we go on trails. Like
Now the beach is fun.
He's only okay if it's something that he wants to do. So if we go walk
Yeah.
a trail,
he'll say he's tired. Like he'll
Well,
say
that's
he's
how
tired
my
to
kids are,
end it,
too.
and then he'll want to go to the
Playground.
park. So what I'll have to tell him is like, dude, if you're too tired to walk on the trail, then you're too tired to go play on the playground. And he'll just kind of.
it's just because he just doesn't want to do it.
Oh yeah, my kids do that too. anything that's not video games
we
they don't
try
want to
to-
do. They
when
just
we
pout
go-
about
Oh,
it.
I know that Jay's horrible with the YouTube and video game stuff. I can't stand it nowadays.
Yeah, they
That
don't want
is,
to do
like,
things because
honestly
they'd
the
rather be
worst
sitting
thing
there
ever.
watching their videos. That's
Yep.
why they say they don't want to do things.
Oh, Jay's already told me he has no interest in playing sports or anything in high school. He told me he's going to be a YouTuber.
Oh, man.
Oh, yeah, I know. I was like, oh, shit, here we go.
I've been
Like,
trying to curb it.
come this summertime, like I told him, like it's only like 2 hours of TV. You're gonna get an hour in the
Yep.
morning when you wake up to chill and get up, and then you're gonna get an hour at night when it's time to relax, or maybe a little bit more if we decide to sit down as a family and watch a movie or something like
I'm
that
the
or
bad
whatever.
mom because I'm making them do.
I'm gonna
like,
do it. No, that's on me because
a little bit of
I'm
work this
over it.
summer. Like,
Oh, my
I
kids
want
will
you
But
do
to
yeah,
read for 30 minutes and they have like those books where you're preparing for the next grade and it gives you. I'm just gonna have them do like a page or two.
We've always
It's
done
only,
that
what,
with
a total
Peyton,
of
though.
10 problems. It should be nothing.
Yeah,
We've
I've
always
always
done
done
that.
that with the kids.
Peyton
They
hates
aren't
it.
allowed to just play video games all day long in the summer.
Peyton's always we've always every year get her a workbook that summarizes the year before
But
and
I
then
feel
like
we
the
fall
next
off, or
year,
I fall off.
and then
I do a
does
little
it.
bit too.
Like I start strong, yeah, and then she hates it. So now we're two.
Well,
three
it's kind
weeks
of hard.
in, and
Yeah.
she doesn't want to do it.
Peyton
no
does
more,
good
so-
now. Like Peyton struggled this year a little bit with everything. She was having a lot of like behavioral problems in class, and like we were getting like text and calls constantly. And then when we finally got her into the doctor, because dude, there's a horrible wait for it, and that's another problem with everything is when we wanted to make the appointment with her, it was 6 months out to get her in. So then we had to struggle for 6 months. And then we got her in, and then they put her on like a real
I
low
had to
dose
find her a
of
whole
like
new
some
doctor.
ADHD medicine, and she's doing a lot better now. Like she just took what are those tests? they take?
NWEA.
Yeah, and she scored she scored like 215, which is like high for like above everything she should.
reading is like 6th grade level, and then
So it's hard to make her do it like in the summer. Like I feel bad because she's doing
Because she's
good.
smart.
Yeah,
She does
gets
good in
it.
school. Yeah, that's how it is with my kids
I
too, but
now it's at the point
I-
though, like one kid needs to do that.
Yeah, Jay's
Jay
gonna need to, and
needs
it's not
that.
gonna be fair to make.
my
Jay
whole
not
thing
pay.
is I just don't
It's
want you
good for
sitting
them.
and playing video games all day. So they already have the rule on the weekends. Before you touch video games, you have to be up, dressed,
What
breakfast,
about TV?
teeth
Like, they
brushed
can't do
before
that.
any electronics.
Okay. Okay.
They have to be up, eat, brush their teeth, do a chore, have breakfast. And sometimes, because Nick wakes up really early, I'll let him like play on his phone or something before he reads. But before any video games come out, they have to do 20 minutes of reading. And then I put limits on how long it is. Like, on a Saturday,
feel
I'll
like
let them
that's
play for a
bad.
couple
kids
hours,
probably
and
think
then
it's bad.
they hate it. They hate it, and they hate doing stuff with me. They always pitch a fit about it, but usually once we're there doing it, they don't complain too much. I can at least get a little bit.
When I was a kid, I was never inside. I didn't play video games. I didn't like to.
Yeah,
watch
I don't ever
TV.
do. Mom and Dad never let
As
us
an
do
adult,
that.
I still want to go. I want to
Like, I feel
Yeah, me
sometimes-
too. That's why it's so depressing having loser kids
Yeah,
that don't want to do anything.
it's facts. Yeah, it sucks to say, but it's
and honestly,
it's fucking
watching
true.
that video
They're
that we just
amazing,
watched,
and you love them, and you would go to hell and back for your kids. But sometimes these kids nowadays are just lame.
yeah, they are. They're lame. Watching that video, those kids like actually want to play games with their parents. I was like, granted, you don't get alone time, but like when the time that you do want to spend with your kids, they don't want to hang out with you.
We try to do that with the kids, but it's hard yet again because Jay's a fucking crybaby, and like he is the worst loser. Like it's not like I'm not being mean. It's it's true. Like he is a horrible, sore loser, and Jay can't lose. And like if it's a game where
I gotta
like you
work with
lose
him. He's only
and you
5.
gotta sit out. I know he is, but you still can't do it when he's throwing it. He starts screaming and
I know.
crying. Like it's not like he's just like crosses his arms and sits there. It's like it's a whole mood killer, dude. Like he just
Yeah, Nick was a sore loser. I think that's like a phase. He's kind of grown out of it now, but Nick went through that a couple of years ago where
I feel like Peyton.
anytime
Peyton
we had a
wasn't.
family game night or anything.
Peyton's always been oddly considerate. She's gotten worse as she gets older, but she used to be oddly considerate of people's feelings and being like, "Oh, it's okay." Like feeling like I don't know, like I'd rather be out than you. But now, like Peyton's just like getting like ruthless. I don't know if like she just like by
now
me too
she's
much
10,
or
so you're
just-
hitting that like getting close to that. Is that preteen? She says
yeah.
she's a preteen. Is that
She-
what
she's not a preteen.
No, I think 10 is considered preteen.
When?
What do they call
Isn't
it?
that 12?
Teeny
Well,
bopper?
once you hit 13, you're a
Yeah, I think
teen,
10,
so
11,
then
12
10,
is
those are
considered
double digits.
preteen.
So I guess maybe is it like the
Or maybe
teeny
just
bopper
11,
or
12,
whatever.
but-
I don't know. I don't like it. Whatever. It's just why I didn't want a daughter because now she's getting older.
That is the reason
and
I
then,
did
like,
not want
these
a daughter
boys and
either.
shit are like in her and shit. Dude, did we told you about the Korean kid
No.
or not Korean?
Ukrainian.
Yeah,
I did know about the Ukrainian kid that was
Yeah,
teasing
I don't know why
her.
I said Korean. Probably because I'm that's a big ass stogie over there. But dude, that shit's nuts. That's
Yep.
why I didn't want it because.
That's why I want to homeschool
He's
my
like
kids.
obsessed with her, but you can't be obsessed and then.
There's that
Right,
aspect, the
cool.
scary point, and there's the protective dad part where it's like, that's what I'm afraid of is someone hurting Peyton, like a guy hurting Peyton. And then there's the little boys when they like her and they're nice. And there's
Yeah.
another little boy that's like that. And he came to her party, that one little boy
Yeah.
that had the collar on or whatever.
Jonathan.
Yeah, he's a nice, and I like him. And we told Peyton to be nice or whatever to him. And I told Peyton when he came over, like, I invited him over again to watch the Pokemon movie with us because they were talking about Pokemon, and I asked if he'd ever seen that new live action one, and he said no, and I was like, well, we haven't, so maybe you can set something up with Peyton and come over and watch it with us or whatever, because he's nice or whatever, but if I pick him, it's cool. That was my worst fear about having a daughter. That's dating is the whole reason.
I'm
I did
actually
not wanna
nervous
have a
for
daughter.
that,
Well,
even
we're not
having
talking about dating.
boys.
She's 10.
I
But it's
mean,
gonna happen.
it's going to happen in the next couple of years. I mean, that's
She's already getting into
very
boys. Boys are
likely,
getting into her.
depending on how you guys approach it, it could start happening in 2 years.
Middle school.
Or even
Yup.
5th grade. I
Middle school.
remember in 5th grade, there were kids that were boyfriend and girlfriend.
I might have had that in 5th grade too. I want to say I might have had
But
like
for
a
sure, starting in
quote-unquote
middle school.
girlfriend. But I know in 6th grade I did for sure. I know in 6th
I
grade
didn't.
I had a girlfriend.
I was a
already.
late
It
bloomer.
wasn't like I didn't see them. I honestly can't remember like which.
I remember
They were
my
all so quick
elementary
when you're in
school
middle school. I
crush.
don't remember which one would have been like the first one because like they're not real girlfriends anyway.
Yeah,
But
I didn't
that's
have any
different.
boyfriends
Peyton doesn't need to be
until
dating
8th
anyway.
grade, and that doesn't count.
I'm gonna be like the worst dad. I'm gonna be like the one-sided dad where like when I'm gonna be like, yeah, Jay, talk to her. and
No,
then-
you're
Do a lot of
No.
stepping in.
Like, I'm not proud of it. Like it's not something I want to do. It's not because I'm chauvinistic or anything. I don't think guys are better than girls. It's just I'm more protective over Peyton.
That's good. You need to be that way because that's the fear that I have is dealing with the whole dating situation and my kids. You know, knowing how fucked up of a relationship I had from the time I was 15 to 18.
Exactly.
And what that did to my brain, I think. Because you got to think at 15 years old, your brain is still developing. And going through a traumatic relationship in high school, that can like really set the tone for how you handle relationships for the rest of your life if you don't like, you know, seek help for to realize that
think
it really
Chris does
messed you up.
Good job of showing he's always opening doors and bringing home flowers and
I'm
doing the
constantly
small
trying to
things, so-
set bars for men for Peyton and to show Jason how men should be.
Yeah,
Like
my,
that TikTok
my
I
boyfriend
made
did
where
all
I
those
picked Peyton
things
up
in
at
high
the bus
school,
stop.
but he also hit me when he got drunk. So
Who?
my high school boyfriend.
Oh, I thought you were talking about
We
Peter.
won't say his name, but yeah, that was not a good situation.
Why?
Huh?
Why?
we did not
You act
say
like he's
any
listening.
names.
Huh? Yeah.
You
What
act
if
like
he could be listening right now?
Ooh. Well, maybe he shouldn't be doing shady shit. You know who
He
you
could be
are,
a better
shady
human
shit
now. He could be
motherfucker.
a better human now. I try to
But you
like
weren't.
think back
You gotta
and
own our stuff.
not view him as a demon, and he was dealing with obviously
gotta-
addiction problems because he wasn't mostly only like that when he drank. But
Exactly.
again, why are teenagers drinking?
Episode 2. Own your
Right.
addictions, own your past, own your problems.
Too.
Be a better person. No, he was a douchebag, though. I didn't know a lot. I mean, I knew a good majority of the stuff that happened when that big shit happened, but I didn't.
Yeah, it was just
I mean, I was
toxic
young. I
for
didn't
many
really pay
years.
attention.
Very
I mean, he was kind of
toxic.
fucked up. I mean, I was young as fuck, and he was making me smoke. Not really making me smoke weed, because after the first time, I was like, woo wee, yeah, I'm about that.
Oh, the good old days. You learned so much. But, there's always going to be things that you fear or fearful for your kids to experience that you don't want them to experience. You want to protect them from,
You just want to protect them from everything. But you have to let them grow up.
Yeah.
It's just a different world.
It
I
is.
feel like.
Everything's
different.
yeah. Today it's way different. Kids are different, like we said.
That's why I want to move
Adults
off
are
grid.
different,
Never
everyone's going
sat. We never
crazy.
would have sat in front of the TV like this. Like especially now, like Jay's thing is horrible with is the YouTube with and it being able to be accessed now on the TVs and shit.
Start putting limitations and rules on it. Don't
We
let the kids
tried.
have it when you're in the car.
Well, I'll
They're
delete
going to
it.
be pissed off.
I'll
They're
delete
going
it off
to
the
fight
TVs.
and scream and cry. And it's going to be a living nightmare for you. Last year when I first started dating Brandon, I'm surprised he even continued dating me because I told him I don't want to be a mom anymore. I was so fed up with my kids being assholes and doing it 50% of the time by myself. RJ was just being a dick all the time, and Nicholas was becoming a brat. I was just trying to set boundaries, and they were just pushing me and pushing me. I'm like, I can't do this, but I never gave up, and I'm so glad I didn't because now they're getting so much better. Like Nicholas wakes up on the weekend and he knows what he has to do before he touches video games.
I would never want to give up on my kids, but you definitely.
But I was like to
Push
my
the thing
breaking my
sometimes.
point, Like
Yeah.
I was just like, I don't know if I can do this anymore.
I get
Especially when you
that.
didn't sign up to do it by yourself to begin with.
When we first had moved out, Joy was on like the afternoon shift, and I can feel that because it was especially because Peyton was young and we were new parents, and a lot of it was new to me and stuff. And there was a lot of times I felt like super duper like overwhelmed with it and shit. Cause
I was
it's
very
just
overwhelmed.
like yeah, like
We
damn,
had all
like, I
gotten
don't
COVID
know.
at the same time, so I was dealing with COVID in the house.
Oh yeah,
And that was the first time we had COVID. So that was super stressful. I was just like, and I was supposed to be getting a break from the kids. And then my ex told me I wasn't going to be getting a break. And I was just like, no, like you can't take that from me. Like I need a break. Like I'm seriously so stressed out. I can't do this anymore by myself.
It sucks when you have to co-parent with someone else. I feel like.
Yeah. I am very
You
lucky
definitely
though.
have
I
it
could,
worse because, like, you could set rules and stuff there, but then they go here.
Yes.
Maybe they don't have the same rules, and now they come back, and it's
I
like you have to
deal with that a lot.
drill that in their head, like.
The rules at mom's house are different than the rules at dad's house. And I'm definitely the meaner parent.
That's
Like
gotta
when
be
it comes
hard.
to like their food, because they've always been really picky eaters. And my ex is just one, like as soon as the kids start to cry or get upset about something,
just
he
gives up.
crumbles. He gives up. And I had to stop doing that, but I felt like it was even harder for me because I was the only one doing it. And it's like every time they'd go to his house and come back, it was like we were taking a couple steps back. But like now they know, like mom
my
don't F
problem is I
around.
work from home, and I start at 8:30, so it's like I work in a call center, so I'm constantly on the phone. So it's so hard to like be able to be like right there to make sure they're not turning games on, or Peyton won't turn it on if I tell her like don't turn it on. She might not do the chore that she was asked or the work that she was asked, but she's not going to.
I still struggle with that with
Jay
RJ.
will go turn his TV on.
RJ will sneak it
Yeah.
when he's not supposed to have
Jay
it. That's still a work in progress. He will sneak it if he's not supposed to.
But this year I'm gonna try. We're gonna try.
Or he'll try to sleep in until 1:00 in the afternoon. So then he has to bypass
So
like
maybe
doing
some sort
anything
of
with his day.
award system or something. I feel like.
That's something Peyton would do. Just try to sleep so she didn't have to do something.
Yeah, rather than, because like Nicholas will wake up even, in the summer and the weekends pretty early. Like 8 o'clock is sleeping in for him. RJ, he's like 1 o'clock. Sometimes it's even been as late as 2. He's just waking up.
So young still. 1 o'clock. That's so late.
Well, because what I think he does, and it's my fault, I should probably limit this more, but he will stay up late at night and then
doing a game or something.
doing gaming at night. Yeah. So I think I should probably work on establishing better boundaries for that
He
this
does that
summer.
even during school? Like that?
No, not during the school year.
Oh, just
like
during summer.
on the weekends, but your body gets used to it that he's not like staying up till 3 o'clock in the morning or anything on the weekends during the school year. But
That's good.
Still definitely past my bedtime. I go to bed at the latest midnight on the weekends, and hey, I'm going to bed. Good night.
It's like 9 o'clock, 9:30. I'll be wide awake. I'll be like, oh, let's go upstairs and watch something. And then the minute I get in bed, it's just my eyes just close. And then I'll just I'll open it up, and then it's at a different part in the show. And then I'm just like, wait, what's going on? It's like in a movie. And then out of nowhere, they're closed again, and then they're open. I'm like, shit, fuck, what's going on right now? And then
If I sat down
I'm
to
just
watch a
asleep.
movie, that would happen to me too.
I cannot put my head on the pillow. It's
It
routine.
is what it is. I mean, if I'm doing something, like going to a bonfire, hanging out with friends or something, I can stay up late.
Yeah, I gotta be out of the house.
I have to be up, like doing stuff, or else I want to go to bed early.
I wish. I should start doing that, getting better sleep. I'm trying to work on my self-care.
I don't mean to all the time, but like...
Hey, if you can, that's good. Making sure you get to bed at a decent time.
Yeah, I don't want to do it. It's just having kids. That we
It's
don't
not
have
like you're
time.
waking
I can't
up
just like go out and
real
do
late.
shit. Can't just keep the kids out all night. And I wake up super early for work, so I'm not trying to be out late. After 9 o'clock, starts eating them.
I'm an
8
early
hours.
bird, so it's just easy to go to bed early. Like, even on the weekends, I don't really sleep in. 8 o'clock is sleeping in.
I'm up at about 8 on the
That's
weekends.
rare. I'm up probably at sometimes 7. Sometimes before that.
I wake up at 6 and I try to go back to sleep. And then I'll sleep until like 8 and then wake up with a headache.
That's the worst. I was just talking about that with one of my friends today. She's getting migraines, and she came to the conclusion on Wednesday she gets migraines because she gets to sleep in. And because she's oversleeping, it causes her to get a headache. Like, that's a real thing.
Yep.
That's stupid. Why do our bodies do that to us?
If I even take a nap now in the afternoon, I'm waking up with a headache. I already know it. Like,
See, no, I
I'll
can do
be
a
on the
nap.
couch and I'll start doing that like swoop, like different shit. And I'm like, oh, I'm about to get a headache. I got to get up, get ibuprofen. 2 hours later, wake up, migraine, neck's all fucking out of whack. It did that the other day.
that's
Go to a
the-
chiropractor, to be honest.
That could be the way that you're sitting or something, because that definitely, just from a nap, will give you a migraine.
I'm probably dying.
Oh
That's
my
what I told you.
God.
I mean, our cousin
I
had
say
a
that all
brain
the time. I'm
tumor.
just
I had
joking.
auditory nerve damage out of nowhere. I wouldn't. If you're having weird migraine type problems, you should
It's
probably.
not
go
like
to a
an
doctor.
everyday thing.
I've been with your brother almost 14 years. This is nothing new. He constantly
No, he's
gets
had
headaches.
migraines since he was a baby. Since you were a little kid, I remember you used to have to take I don't know if mom was giving you ice baths or something, but I remember she would set up like special baths for you and like get you ice packs for your head because you would be just puking sick from headaches.
Yep, I've always had them. I get tension migraines. One time I was at
You can
the
do stuff
hospital
about that.
for them, and then they were giving me shit, and they couldn't get it to go away, and the doctor was like, I'm going to try one more thing. He's like, and if this doesn't work, because I don't know how they were checking the tension, but they could tell that I was like tense in my neck. He's like, I'm going to try one more thing, and if this doesn't work, he's like, I'm going to give you a spinal tap from like the base of your skull. And I was like, oh, I really don't hope this works. I ain't trying to fucking hope you put me to sleep. You do that shit. I don't know why I randomly thought about that the other day, and I was like, that would have sucked.
But you get
I would have been
TMJ
sitting
too,
there
right?
freaking the fuck out, not being able to move, huh?
You get TMJ too, right?
Yeah.
That could be causing migraines. All
Probably.
of that is all interconnected. Your neck to your jaw and all of that
I
stuff
feel
is
like
all
from
interconnected.
all that and his back. That's probably all of it. You need to see
Acupuncture.
A chiropractor,
It's always my upper back, though.
If you're afraid to be physically adjusted, try acupuncture.
It's not it. I gotta go. This one time I bought a Groupon for a chiropractor, and then I just never went. I made the appointment and everything. I get like this really bad social anxiety part, and I just
don't
talk
like
myself.
doing that kind
Like
of thing
I had the
either.
appointment and everything, and I came up with every excuse, and then I just didn't go to it. And it was like close as hell to my work. It was at like 19 in Hayes, and I work at like 23 in Shaner.
I have a hard time with that too. I don't like scheduling appointments.
I don't
and
know
stuff.
why. It just I had like I don't know. It was something like using the Groupon made me nervous, and I didn't know how to use it. Like if I was gonna walk in and be like, I got a Groupon, or like I don't know. And then I felt cheap too. Like I'm going to use a Groupon, and maybe I shouldn't go to a Groupon chiropractor.
I don't know why he was being cheap. Like he could.
Dude, this one, and then I didn't go to it, right? So I ended up just like kind of canceling the appointment after I drove by it, and then later on too that week I hurt my back or really fucking bad at work or whatever. I thought I was hurting my back really bad at work, and then I came home and then I was like downstairs in the basement like kneeling like getting ready to like smoke, and then called them again, made an appointment and shit because the first one was a consultation too, and then it was an adjustment. So I'm like, fuck, I gotta go to this consultation to get my back adjusted first, so fuck, let's just go now. And then it was a kidney stone, so then I just didn't go. It stopped hurting, so I was like, oh. It was the same Groupon dentist or doctor I talked myself out of the first time, so. Wasn't going to that.
Oh, man. Yeah, I'm nervous to do the chiropractor. I've been told many times that I would probably
I've done it.
benefit from
It
that
feels
'cause I have
great.
neck and shoulder issues.
That's what everyone
Remember, I went
says,
that
but
one
I'm not a
time-
fan. It just doesn't sound great.
It doesn't either. Having
Like-
somebody yank on your neck does not sound
dude,
great.
I love
See,
that
you
sound.
know what? I could probably do like my back,
Yes.
the middle of my back.
That I
I
could.
don't want you to touch my neck. I don't want you to put your hands on my head. I just don't want you to
Not
do
me.
it.
No.
Crack
It
my neck, my
scares
back,
me.
my
I'm-
elbows, my wrists, my fingers, my toes.
I crack my own neck.
I crack my toes.
I
at
do
night,
this all
Joy
the time
hates
and
it.
crack
It's
it.
different if you crack.
But I don't
your
want
neck, but I
nobody
want-
grabbing my neck and
Right.
doing that. That terrifies
That
me.
sounds
I can
insane.
crack my back
It
by
does.
just like.
I know
flexing.
they're.
I
However,
love cracking
there
my
are
neck.
chiropractors that use various techniques of manipulation where they'll use like different tools and stuff to
that
get you
decompress
relief.
thing where they like put that strap on you and then
Yeah,
they
they do
pull.
like they do different times like that and different things where they can like
That looks
press on
amazing.
you with like different.
See, I'd be worried they
Things.
tell me like,
I want
if you
all of
don't
that.
do this or if you don't let us do this, then like, this was all for nothing because it's still gonna hurt. So at this point, like, I'm just not gonna do it. Like, I don't want to do it.
Well, if I ever find a chiropractor that doesn't do it, I'll let you know because I'm
For
definitely thinking about trying to put an effort into finding
I want
one.
to buy an
That
old
doesn't
school
what?
desk.
Do your neck?
Yeah, that doesn't do like the manual manipulation.
I'd
Like, I don't want
rather
somebody
do that
grabbing my head and.
than a machine. Than you putting this fucking device on my neck and.
But it's
like,
not
it
just they
cracking my
have like
neck.
different things where they like just stretch you. Like it's not always just.
So you would do that decompression thing? You know what I'm talking about? Have you seen that?
I think I know what you're talking about.
It's like a sling strap they put around like your chin. Or
yeah,
whatever,
and you like
then
hang
they
by the
pull.
doorway a little bit. No,
No.
not where they
No,
pull.
this is
They
like
I don't
when
want
you,
them
where
like,
they
lay
pull.
on a
You lay on the
No, I
table
wouldn't
and
do
they
that.
pull. Oh,
That is
yeah,
not what I'm
all for
talking
that.
about. No, this is like gentle manipulation. It's for people that are scared specifically of that sudden jerking movement type chiropractic care. I don't know what the
Well, if you
clinical
find
term
one,
for it
let
is.
me know, 'cause I don't want no one to touch my head either.
Cupping is fantastic too, but that's not more so much for bone issues. That's more muscle.
I need to do it. It can help with stress,
Yes.
and I'm stressed right now.
beard turning gray.
It's working these kids. It's not really the kids.
I don't think
Peyton the other day, do you know what Peyton told me the other day? Speaking about working kids, it was something. She was sleeping, and then we told her to feed the dogs because that's Peyton's chore is feeding the dogs, right? So we told her feed the dogs, and then she was like, I was sleeping, and I said, okay, well, don't stay up so late or whatever. I said I I go to bed early because I got to wake up early. And she was like, well, then don't wake up early.
No,
And,
she said don't go to work then.
Or whatever she said. I didn't hear it. So I went over and just kept taking my boots off. And then Joey told me what she said. So then when I go downstairs, I was like, dude, yeah, I wish I wish I don't have to get up that early. And I was like, maybe I won't. And I won't go into work, and I won't work as much as I do. And then I won't make the money I make, and then you won't be able to get the shit you get whenever you want to get it. And then I won't be able to just go to the store randomly and buy you and your brother both 2 brand new bikes just because it's your birthday in 2 weeks. And then always just randomly buy you shit because you want stuff. Dude, I went out just for her birthday party because this was like Peyton's last like birthday party. And this was like the first time she was having friends over from school, right? So I was like, this is going to be the first time people at her school see Peyton's home life. So I busted my ass to make sure the yard was like clean for her. I went out and had to buy an extra garbage can to put the sticks in for compost to be able to take out because we had big like a pile of sticks from when we ripped down that fence in the back. And then I bought her this putt-putt golf game, this beanbag toss game that was outside and stuff, all that stuff that was outside.
On top of everything
Yeah,
else
it's
for
like,
a
dude,
birthday
yeah, so
party.
yeah, you tell me like not to work, like I don't, dude, they can be super ungrateful sometimes.
Oh, yeah.
It's horrible.
Yep, they sure can.
Well, then that's when
We do
you
grateful
step in.
statements in the morning to try to help curb that. I don't feel like it's helped any, but
They can
kids are
be
ungrateful.
They can be grateful in this aspect. Like when they get gifts, they're grateful for it. They're happy no matter what they get. They're happy to get something. When I bring them something home from work, they're happy with doing something
Mine
for
are.
whatever.
Thank you.
Birthday gifts, they're happy with whatever anyone gets them and shit. But just sometimes it's just normal. It's normal just
They don't
smack your parents in the
understand,
face
yeah.
shit. But
See, I think my kids are kind of rotten. Like, Nicholas will get upset. Like, I'll be like, I got you something. If it's not something that he feels is, like, actually something he would have wanted, he'll let you know. He'll be like, ugh, I didn't want that. Or I was hoping it was V-Bucks. I'm like, well, fine, you little shit. I won't get you nothing.
That happened once. And I'll tell you, like, when with a certain person gets Peyton something all the time. And it's something that she, like, would never want. And it's, like, super, like, kid shit or whatever. So this the last time they got, like, Peyton shit for one of the holidays, like, Peyton, like, you could blatantly see it on Peyton's face that she was not
I had
happy.
to like pull her aside
And
listen
ask,
to her,
and
like,
then we were like, Peyton, what's wrong? And they
Look
were
off
like,
face.
I'm thankful for them getting me stuff, and like I appreciate them getting me stuff, but like if you're constantly gonna get me baby stuff at that point, like
Don't give me anything at all.
yeah, like why don't even get me anything?
you're just
We ended up
using them.
regifting the stuff.
Well,
We
Hey.
just reused it. It came in
Sometimes you
clutch.
gotta
But
do
she
what you
would
gotta
never like. I mean, she was never.
She would
gonna
never, yeah,
verbally
yeah,
tell
yeah.
That person like, oh.
And if,
yeah.
like,
yeah, no,
you-
my kids
if-
that's happened lots of times with
I don't
my
even
kids.
think she realized like the look she had on her face.
If Peyton wasn't
know.
your child, you probably would have known. But with her being our kid, I tell her that all the time. Like she'll do shit, and I'm like, did you forget?
and she's
like
a
I'm your
child
child.
still, so
Like
I mean,
created
she's not gonna
you.
be perfect.
Like she'll try to, and like when she lies, I'm like, I know when you're lying. I can
Oh,
tell
yeah.
just by like, dude, I made you. Like I know everything
can tell
about
for
you.
sure
like
my
you
kids
can't.
Yep, their facial expressions.
I'm
change.
John Q when it comes to you. All right, like I know everything, dude. Trivia it up. Because Peyton will straight. You can watch Peyton, and that's the shit that'll piss me off. You can watch her do something like that. This is like she's done. Like strawberries, didn't want it or whatever, didn't like it, took it, thought she would like it, and then just instead of throwing it in the garbage, was gonna shove it in the couch. And I saw her fucking doing it, right? So then I'm like, Peyton, what are you doing? Like, and she's like, nothing. And I'm like, what? Did you just shove a strawberry in the couch? And she goes, no. And I'm like, dude, yeah, you fucking did. I just watched you do it. And she goes, no, I didn't. And I was like, dude, and I was pissed. I was like, watch out. And I went over there and pulled it out. And then I was like, what is this? And she just like stares at you like, she does it with anything. Any fucking anything.
She's so funny.
That's
She is seriously
hilarious.
such a character. That's what makes up for when they're bad or you
Yeah.
know. Like being a parent is so rewarding.
Yeah, that
It definitely
like
is.
it makes me mad, but at the same time, like the shit is funny as fuck.
It is
'cause it's
hilarious
just
looking
wild
back on
when
that.
they do shit like that. Like
They
how
really
they,
The
think you're
nerve,
so
like,
right?
you just
stupid.
think of so fucking dumb, dude. Like how stupid. And like I'll tell her shit all the time. Like this might make sense to you because like you're 10 and like you think this is the greatest excuse in the world, and you might have practiced it. Like this is gonna work 100%. I was like, but I'm 33, so. I tell right away it doesn't make sense to me, and I know it's a lie. Like, she'll do it. What else? What was it that she did the other day?
She's always doing.
She's always
crazy.
doing it.
Keep us on our toes, that's for sure.
Yeah, or they become the kids they hang out with. She pulled Jay. We were at the beach the other day, and she pulled Jay down on the ground and thought that shit was funny.
She like told me she thought it was funny too. While she was just like hopping away, I'm like, that's not like that's.
The shit
not
was
cool,
wild
man.
as
Like,
fuck.
come on. They're turds.
They are. Kids are wild. They're something else. They can be something, but we love them, and we do everything we can for them, and we'll always do everything we can for them. And in the long run, they're what we're here for. They're what we live for, and we love them. So that is what it is. Thanks for tuning in on this one, guys, and I appreciate you.